Hi, welcome to First Step Azure Cloud Services. In this video, we are going to see how to create a blob storage liquid service in Azure Data Factory using Managed User Identity. Before continue further, please make sure that you have created a Managed System Identity in Identities tab and that Managed System Identity is tagged with Azure Data Factory. Let's go to Managed Identities. In Managed Identities, you can see I have already created a Managed System Identity. Come back to Home, click Data Factory. Make sure in managed identities, user assigned managed identity, it has been tagged. This is the location where we have to add the managed identity. Go back to overview, hit launch studio. Let's wait a couple of seconds until the data factory studio launches. You have to go to manage section in Azure Data Factory. Where you can find the manage section is just below the monitor section. Okay, in your left side pane. This is monitor section and this is manage section. Go to manage, new, Azure Blob Storage, click continue. Let's give the name as per the naming convention we have defined based on Microsoft documentation. ls underscore ABS stands for Azure Blob Storage underscore. We're going to use managed user identity underscore fs underscore dev test underscore eastus2 underscore 01. You can see there are totally 6 types of authentication mechanisms available here. You can find a video for each of these mechanisms in my Azure Data Factory linked service playlist. You can go through that. Now let's click User Assign Managed Identity. Select the subscription from dropdown. Select the storage account from dropdown. For the sake of simplicity, I have already created the required credentials in credential sections. I can show you post the linked service creation. Select the credentials, hit test connection. Okay. Once you hit test connection, it will fail. The reason why, as alongside our prerequisites, like we need to create a managed identity and tag it with data factory, you need to assign this managed identity in storage account with required access level. So you can see it's 403 error. So let's go back to home, hit storage account, go to IAM access control, go to roles assignment. You can see the managed identity is not yet tagged. Click add roles, search for the role. Again, we are going to give only this access to blob storage, not files, not queues, not tables. So search for blob. It will show down 4 different roles based on your requirement. Please click the relevant role. For the sake of a demonstration, we are going to click the contributor role. Click next, choose managed identity, select members, choose the subscription, choose the identity type, whether it is user managed identity or system managed identity. You have to choose user managed identity, so it will list down all the available user managed identity. You have to search for the managed identity that you need to access it here. We can choose this managed identity, hit select, next. Conditional step is optional as of now, we can skip it. Hit next, review and assign. You can see already we have added our service principal, our data factory system managed identity to the storage account. Now we have added user managed identity as well. You can see the type also here. Okay, sometimes even if we add, it will take a couple of seconds to refresh in our AD. So let's wait till that time. Click cancel. I can show you the credentials that I have created. Go to credentials, managed identity. You can see I have created user managed identity from the identity that I have tagged with Azure Data Factory. Okay, so this is how we have to create a credential for managed identity. Let's go back to linked service, hit new, Azure Blob Storage, click continue. Let's give the naming convention as per the standard that we have defined, ls underscore abs underscore, and this is managed user identity underscore fs underscore dev test underscore eastus2 underscore 001. Okay, choose the authentication mechanism as user managed identity, select the subscription from dropdown, select the storage account, pick the credential and hit test connection. It will get succeeded. Okay, now again, we have picked the storage account and subscription from the dropdown, which is not the ideal case for promoting this deliverable from one environment to other environment. So hit manually. Once you hit manually, you have to fill the service endpoint and storage account kind. Where you can find that is, go to overview. In overview, you can find the storage account kind here, storage v2. select storage account kind, then go to endpoint. In endpoint, you can find the blob service primary endpoint. Copy this endpoint and paste it here. Okay. Now, if you hit test connection, it will succeed because it is connecting to this storage account with this kind. Again, if you want to parameterize this, go to parameter, hit new, give the parameter name ls underscore, ls stands for linked service, prm underscore, prm stands for param, service endpoint. And now copy the value from this location to here, this default one, and replace this service endpoint by clicking dynamic content, choose the parameter, hit OK. So it will add the service endpoint basically. Now, if you hit test connection, it will ask you to enter the value. Since we have given the default value, it will take, click OK. So now you can see the service connection is successful. Okay. But make sure that giving access to your blob storage account using managed user identity is little bit risky because it have access to the entire blob account, blob containers and blob storages. So make sure that you give relevant roles to this managed identity. Okay. If you click create button, it will create the linked service in the background. You can see we have already created multiple linked services for blob storage account using service principal, managed user identity, managed system identity, Azure keyword, and Azure SaaS token. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. If you want to get more videos like this, please follow me on LinkedIn. And if you want to get all the deliverables on time, please follow me on GitHub page. Thank you for watching.